Europe has a tourist trap problem. Not because the famous places are bad, Paris, Santorini, Dubrovnik, they're stunning. But somewhere between the Instagram posts and the group tour buses, they've become almost impossible to actually enjoy. So in this video, I'm not telling you to skip the icons. I'm telling you there's a smarter way to travel. For every blockbuster city, there's a better value, lower crowd, equally beautiful alternative hiding just an hour away. These are the 10 most underrated cities in Europe for summer 2026. Let's go. Number 9, Montpellier, and we are heading to the south of France. When most people think French summer holiday, they think Nice, Cannes, Saint-Tropez. And yes, the French Riviera is gorgeous, but it is also eye-wateringly expensive. And in July and August, the beaches are so packed, you're essentially lying on top of strangers. Montpellier is about an hour and a half west along the coast, and it is a completely different proposition. It's one of the youngest cities in France by median age. There's a huge university here, which means the energy is vibrant. The bar and restaurant scene is genuinely excellent, and it doesn't feel like it exists solely to separate tourists from their money. The Old Town, known as the Écusson, is this beautiful tangle of medieval streets, grand stone squares, and hotels particuliers. These old aristocratic mansions with hidden courtyards that you stumble into completely by accident. The Place de la Comédie is one of the great city squares in France. And here's the key thing for summer. The beaches are right there. Palavas-les-Flots and the Languedoc coast are 20 minutes away by tram, and they are far less crowded than anything you'll find on the Riviera. Montpellier also has excellent train connections. You can be in Barcelona in 3 hours, or Paris in just over 3, which makes it a genuinely smart hub for a wider trip. Number 8, and this one genuinely baffles me that it doesn't get more attention. San Sebastian, in the Basque Country in northern Spain. Let me just lead with the thing everyone needs to know. San Sebastian has more Michelin stars per square meter than almost anywhere else on Earth. The Pinxos bars along the old town streets, these are the Basque version of tapas, little bites on bread, lined up along bar counters, are some of the best food experiences you will have anywhere in Europe, and they cost almost nothing. You just wander from bar to bar, point at what looks good, and eat. It is one of the great ways to spend an evening on the planet. But it's not just the food. La Concha Bay is legitimately one of the most beautiful urban beaches in Europe. This perfect horseshoe of calm water, framed by green hills, right in the middle of the city. In summer, the whole city comes alive around it. You swim in the morning, eat your way through the old town in the evening, and sit on the seafront with a glass of chocolate, the local Basque white wine, watching the sun go down over the Atlantic. It's cooler than southern Spain in summer too, which is a genuine bonus if you don't do well in 38-degree heat. San Sebastian is one of those places that people visit and then spend years telling everyone else about. Number 7, and this one surprises people every single time. Ljubljana, Vienna, Prague, Budapest, all magnificent Central European capitals, all highly worth visiting. But if you want that same combination of grand architecture, great food, rivers, and culture on a smaller and significantly less crowded scale, Slovenia's capital is your answer. It's one of the most walkable capitals in Europe, genuinely tiny, and absolutely full of charm. Triple Bridge sits right in the middle of everything. The castle looks down from a hill above, and the outdoor food market along the river is one of the most pleasant places to spend a morning anywhere in Europe. The city's official mascot is the dragon. You see them on bridges, statues, ironwork everywhere, which gives the whole place this slightly storybook quality. Food and drinks are genuinely affordable by Western European standards. Number 5, and this is one I genuinely never hear Western travelers talking about, which I cannot work out. Madeira. They call it the Hawaii of Europe, and once you see it, you immediately understand why. Dramatic volcanic cliffs dropping straight into the Atlantic, lush green peaks disappearing into clouds, waterfalls around every bend, and hiking trails through ancient laurel forests that look like something out of Jurassic Park. But instead of a 10-hour flight, it's a 2 to 3 hour hop from mainland Europe. Technically, Portuguese. Same currency, same language, easy to navigate, but with a completely distinct identity that's entirely its own thing. The wine is excellent. The Levada hiking trails, these centuries-old irrigation channels you walk alongside through the mountains, are world-class. We splurged on a nicer place in Funchal with a proper ocean view, and it was worth every penny. And don't miss the wicker toboggan ride back down from the top of the mountain, pushed by 2 men in straw hats. It sounds like a strange thing to queue for. It is absolutely worth it. Number 4, and we need to talk about arguably the most overrated place in Italy, Positano. The cliffside pastel houses tumbling down to a turquoise bay. It genuinely looks like that in real life. But in summer, it is unbearably crowded and shockingly expensive. I'm talking €400 a night for a room with a partial sea view. The single road through town is gridlocked basically all day. Take it from me, Positano is very worth visiting, but I would never overnight there again. Instead, stay in Sorrento. It's laid back, more affordable, the food is better because it has to compete for local business, and it's perfectly positioned as a base for the whole region. From Sorrento, you can hop a ferry to Capri, take the famous Cliff Road bus down to Positano for the day, one of the most spectacular drives in Europe. Soak it all up, and be back for dinner without paying the overnight premium. You can even get to Naples in about an hour for what might be the best pizza of your life. Sorrento gives you all of it. Number 3, and this is the one that always surprises people the most, Nafplio. It's a small town on the Peloponnese coast, about 2 hours from Athens, and it is one of the most beautiful places in all of Europe, full stop. It was actually the first capital of modern Greece after independence, which gives it this incredibly layered history, Venetian architecture, a Byzantine fortress on the hilltop, and the famous Bortzi Castle sitting on a tiny island right in the middle of the harbor. The old town is all neoclassical mansions and narrow pedestrian streets lined with bougainvillea, opening suddenly onto small squares with excellent tavernas. The swimming is fantastic, clear Aegean water, lovely beaches within easy reach. And unlike pretty much everywhere else in Greece that's caught on internationally, Nafplio is still mostly frequented by Greek families on holiday rather than tour groups. The food is excellent, the prices are reasonable, and in the evening, after the day trippers from Athens have gone home, the atmosphere is exactly what you come to Greece for. We ended days here with an ouzo on the waterfront, watching the light change on the fortress, and genuinely could not believe more people weren't there doing the same. We are at number 2, and this city should honestly be higher on most people's Croatia itineraries than it is Split. Most travelers make a beeline straight for Dubrovnik, which is stunning, yes, but in peak summer, has cruise ships disgorging thousands of day trippers into the old town every single morning. Split is Croatia's second city, bigger and more lived in, and it has something genuinely extraordinary at its heart, the Palace of Diocletian, a Roman emperor's retirement palace built around 300 AD, and people actually live inside it. Restaurants, bars, apartments, hotels, all built into the walls of a nearly 2,000-year-old Roman palace. You wander through ancient archways to get to your dinner table. It is one of those things that genuinely makes you stop and think about where you are. Split is also the perfect hub for island hopping. Hvar, Brač, Vis, all easily reachable by ferry. You get the crystal clear Adriatic, the islands, the incredible seafood, and you come back every evening to a city that actually functions for people who live there, not just tourists passing through. And here we are. Number 1, the single most underrated city in Europe for summer 2026. And honestly, it's not particularly close. Valencia, Spain's third largest city, somehow still flies completely under the radar for most international travelers, and I genuinely cannot explain why. We spent 2 weeks there earlier this year, and I have not stopped talking about it since. Valencia is exactly what I look for in a destination. Around 1 million residents, big enough for world-class food, a proper nightlife scene, genuinely impressive culture. But without the tourist chaos you get in Barcelona. The Turia Park runs right through the heart of the city, built in a former riverbed, and it's one of the great public spaces in all of Europe. At the end of it sits the City of Arts and Sciences, these extraordinary futuristic white structures rising out of shallow reflecting pools that look like something from a sci-fi film. The old town is beautiful, the market is one of the finest in Spain, and the food, Valencia, is where paella was actually created. Eating it here, properly made, is a completely different experience to any paella you've had before. Summer in Valencia is hot, but the city knows exactly how to deal with it. Cool bars, a beach just down the road, and locals who genuinely know how to enjoy their city. Go. Seriously, go.